Hello guys. Today we're gonna talk about the Conjuring 2. And get a little bit more about this series. Really, this one came out in 2016. It's rated R, of course. It's unlike the last one where they were trying to get PG-13 and ended up just getting R. This one they just decided just to go all for R, and it doesn't. Surprisingly they kind of kept like the tone and everything kind of on the safe side, but like everything else besides the scares, but we'll get to more specifics in a little bit. This one had 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb with about 239,000 user votes and has 65% on Metacritic with about 38 critics. Stars on the same leads right here, who were, of course, in the same stuff. It's directed by the same person as well, so the same stuff as the first movie. The movie on Rotten Tomatoes had 80% by critics with 254 critics and 81% by audiences with about 54,000-ish user audience people. It's available to stream on Netflix and HBO Max, and available to rent and buy on Apple TV, Amazon, Google Play, YouTube, Vudu, DirecTV, Microsoft Store, Redbox, and AMC On Demand. And yeah, and it was released on DVD in 2016. Um, so this movie, um, jeez, the thing about this movie, what I like about this movie is a tiny bit more twisty, and I like that. Um, Only real con in this movie is the fact that it is a little bit, it is a little bit more. There's a slight repetitiveness because with it being like another haunted house movie, but everything else is different. Like there's an extra twist to it, which I love. Um, there's there's a lot of it feels like a little bit more intense. I don't know. The first one felt very intense, but I think this one intensity is definitely interesting. I think the biggest thing though to keep in mind in terms of based in real life, this film takes a few more liberties than the last one did for reality based. Mainly the fact that the Ed and Lorraine, the people that main leads are based on real life, they weren't as involved in this one as they were in other one. So that's another thing. And of course, the twist is definitely, it can be seen as, I don't know about jumping the shark, but it's definitely a little bit more of a push toward the cinematic side. But in my opinion, it works really well. Works really well because it kind of throws a winch in the typical ghost hunting thing, which I love. I felt it was a kind of actually refreshing twist, to be honest. So I kind of welcomed it. Everything else is still fantastic. I think I think what I like too is I think this family is the first family in the first movie was perfectly fine. I had no complaints about them. I thought they were well done, well executed, and everything. I think what I like about this one though is this one is they're a little bit more down on their luck, and and the struggle with them is a little bit more. It's a little bit more something that hits home a little bit, would hit home a little bit for a lot of people, and I think it kind of makes you really want them to get going even more. But yeah, I think the one thing that really hurts the film, really, and I can see as a legitimate criticism, is that it is kind of a little repetitive to the first movie. But they do it so well, and they do add enough few little things in it to make it a little different. So I give it a pass. Is it as good as the first one? I don't know. I think, I think, I think they're both about the same. If I have to pick, I think this one does try to go beyond the first one, but I think what made the first one do so well was the fact that it was the first, it was the freshest. So I guess it's just based on taste, but I don't know. But but yeah, overall, I do like this movie a lot too. I don't know what more I can say about it really. I don't know if I've talked about the third one yet. I don't know that movie theater review episode's coming up, but I guess if before you jump over that, I guess I'll just mention that the third one does do stuff different, but the problem with these kind of movies is that if you it's not only the formula, it's the fact that it's based on real life, because that's a delicate balance if you're going to balance between being cinematic and being based in real life, and especially if you're based on people that a lot of people debate were legit or not to begin with. So I will say this, they did a great job of making those two characters legitimate. Like, you legit want to believe in what they believe in, and you're rooting for them. They did an excellent job with those two. Like, I have no complaints about them at all. They're actually probably one of my favorite couples I've ever seen in films because they feel legit. And like, I put them close to like freaking Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone from the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I think the biggest thing to keep in mind, oh day, to keep in mind with these movies is that they're not the tradition. They're definitely on the spooky side, but I like spooky. But I think in this one, I do think they kind of do, since they just own being R. I think they kind of just I think there's a tad more violence, but not by a lot. They kind of it's hard to say. Like, because I read they just own being R rated, but to be honest, I don't see a ton of difference between the two, other than setting is huge. Like, there's a huge difference in setting, which I think aids the film. To be honest, because I think they knew that they were going to kind of treading thin the water with going back to the haunted house routine. So I think they knew that they had to make everything else as different from the first one as possible, and they succeeded. So much so that I don't even mind that it's just another one of them. I do, but yeah. Overall, I do like this one. Um, and that's the thing. Whether you believe the people that these are based on, the real life Ed and Lorraine, whether you believe them or not, um, these films do a great job of portraying them. And for the most part in real life, they were kind of seen as good people, like in the movies. But they did get criticism for being called fake. Now, I'm not gonna make that opinion myself because, to be honest, whether they were real or not, or a mixture of the two, it doesn't make a difference to me because I don't know. Because I don't know them. I never knew them. I never been to any of their ventures. And to be honest, the movies did do a good job of the movies themselves do a good job of expressing that they don't automatically jump to ghosts or spirits. They check the box of, okay, is this just a creaky house, or is there something wrong with the people? Like, do they have something mentally ill with them, or stuff like that. They check the boxes. They don't jump straight to that. So I'm glad the films establish that they're not just looking for them. They're trying to help people, and whatever comes. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. You should be able to find these fine. They are available, like I said. These first two movies. The third one, which I'll get to, like I mentioned before. Third one is interesting. And yeah, I don't quite know how I feel about it, but we'll get to that ship. But yeah, overall, this is a great, solid movie. I definitely recommend these first two movies. Now when it comes to the other films in the Conjuring universe and the third Conjuring film, I'll get to those at some point. I mean, the third one is either out now or will be out at some point. So either one of those. But yeah, yeah, guys, that's all I have to say. It's solid movies. I do recommend this one as well as the first one. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. In case you want to chat with me, Mike, or anyone else at the Campy Company, and you don't want to use the YouTube comment section, we do have a couple options. First one is we have a Discord channel. You can find a link to that on the About page / About section of our channel. We also have a discussion tab in our channel as well. You can access that through a PC or laptop computer. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.